It's a bird. And all they had was like a giant beak and giant wings. The rest of their body was like, if you ever seen a bat crawl on the ground, it would be like a bat crawling on the ground. Their little tiny back legs, but they were all wings and head. Just a weird animal, man. So this is a Pteranodon, 75 million years old. Ron Rushman had discovered this and found it in 1995. It took him till 1997 to completely excavate every piece.
That's a crested Pteranodon that has typically has the long crest on its back. Not all of them do. These animals do not have teeth. They have a beak. And they were a diving animal. They would actually swarm across the shorelines and dive for their prey, which is all fish. In mid-90s, I was with the folks at the Institute, my lab partner from college, Mr. Scruffy, and Casey and Smith, and a few other people. We would go out to this ranch outside of Buffalo Gap, South Dakota. We typically find mosasaur, lots of fish on this property. The western South Dakota area where these are found is an AMT site, an American Mineral Treasure Site. There's only 45 of them in the country. These fossils are found in concretions. You crack them open, and there'll be bones in there, or there'll be an ammonite, and there'll be these beautiful barite crystals. So we found this thing fairly complete. I'd say about 70%, all the good stuff, the skull, wings, most of that was all complete. That became a favorite specimen of mine. I put it in my collection for a while. I prepped it in the flying mode. Of course, Tommy here, he prepped it in the launching mode, which is what everybody wants now.
We had met a few years back at the Denver Rock Show, and he kept telling me about this Pteranodon. I'm like, dude, you should send that to me, and I'll make a cool stand. And finally, March 1st, 2024, I drove to Tennessee, met up with Chewy, and picked up this thing. Got back here, and I just spread the bones out. Now it is August, and I'm finally getting done with it, right in time for the Denver show.
But before he got this specimen, I had it in Vegas for 8 years in my lab, and it went to the Bellagio for a little bit. Then it went to a gallery here in Colorado, Arvada. Then I got contracted with Tommy here, and he did a masterful job of restorating.
I'm an artist, and like I used to own a body shop, and I used to do custom cars, like custom metal. I've done custom stonework, tile work, so it's kind of a mixture of all of it. You know what I mean? Like I got the metal stand that I fabricate and sculpting and like the stonework, and then my passion for like dinosaurs and specimens and crystals. It all fits together, and it's just like fits perfect. All these pieces, I don't know how many times working on these when they're just like in pieces, you would get something built or glued together, and you're just like, okay, and you gotta Vineck them or Aliabond stuff, and something falls or breaks off, but it takes a minute, and then take these fragile pieces, and then just figure out how to weld it just right. I've spent 6 months pretty much every day but 2 weeks in July on this project. I went piece by piece, and I had a lot of pieces that I had to like completely redo. The first time I had worked with the vertebrae, I had articulated it wrong. The neck was wrong, the head was wrong for the way I wanted to set it up. So I had to take the vertebrae and completely cut it apart and start over. But this piece is like the one that was to break all the time. Building this animal, one of my favorite pieces was the metacarpal. It's like their toes are backwards or something, like the bat. This is my first bigger project. I've worked on small stuff. I've done a Chirostenonis leg. It was pretty tough, but I think this is the toughest thing so far that I've ever worked on, like a full dinosaur. It's just been amazing, hard work, frustrating and awesome at the same time. I just worked one piece at a time and went through diagrams and just try to figure out how it went. And like, this animal is amazing. After you go through the whole thing, spend 6 months on this thing. It's amazing. This is what makes this animal right here. And it is.
This is a beautiful specimen. It's a masterpiece, very complete and extraordinary. The ranch has since sold. We reconnected with the new owner and worked a short-term lease on the ranch for future things, and hopefully we can work a new deal with him and extend the lease, because this ranch is loaded with all kinds of critters.
This amazing animal has been like a huge part of my life for a long time, and I can't wait for other people to see it, and I can't wait for it to get out there.